Are we
Am I
ready?
ready?
Oh,
How's
I
my
think
audio? Is it
your
good?
audio's good. Audio check, check, check. Oh,
Check, check,
hey.
check.
I think we're ready. We got people waiting for us to go. So, hey guys, welcome to Pixel Stabbers. Today we're talking about how to get fantastic looking artwork. Check out what we see on the screen here. Getting the vintage look. So, this image is amazing and it's taken by yours truly, Jeremy Chan, here with me today. But Jeremy, there's a little secret about this that we're gonna tell our viewers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
And, most of the picture when in camera they're not good. That's the secret.
but you take the pictures up like 10 notches by post-processing them. And to me, that's like magic. So what you did to this photo is fantastic. And I would love for you, Jeremy, to share your experience and how you come up with pictures like this and what your visions are to get pictures like this and what tools you use to ultimately get a picture like this. And actually maybe demonstrate in our live stream today from start to finish how you turn a picture that comes out of camera looking like this.
Of course. But the first thing first, can I explain why most of the picture come out not that good?
Okay, sounds good to me.
Would you allow me to defend myself a little bit?
Sure, you can say whatever you like, Jeremy.
Okay, for example, if you look at this thumbnail pictures right here,
Yeah.
they're, to be honest, they're on a boat on a canal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I am actually shooting in a very difficult situation here.
Yes.
I can't get my lighting set up.
Oh yes,
They're
no
moving.
lighting. Yes.
They're from a distance. I have to yell, have them pose to have the story going.
Yes.
So the only thing I can achieve is getting the emotion to look, the story going. Anything else, let's say lighting wise, contrast, because if you look at the before, which is on the other side, is a gloomy day.
Yes,
There's no
overcast
sun.
day.
Overcast. So
Yeah.
everything was just flat, which is good because I mean you added video, right? So
Yes.
you know that when you have the video, you should what S-Log, and then
Yes.
it's supposed to be flat. That way
Yeah.
you can able to create a contrast back later.
Yes.
Exactly the same thing what I did with my photos. I always get it
Ah.
flat, so in post I could do more with them.
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, an overcast day is a videographer's dream and a photographer's dream because everything's even, right? You don't have to worry about bright hot spots on the faces, but at the same time, everything coming out of the camera looks very dull unless you have some lights to accentuate, some backlight, some forward light. But like you said, you're on a boat and they're on a boat and you're far away and things are moving, lots of dynamics. You do what you can and take the photo the best you can. So AKA turns out a little bit crappy, but you know what you can make out of this picture. So although it looks crappy, you know that the end result is going to be like this, right?
It's more like I choose my battle to fight. A lot of people would say that you want to get a writing camera, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And through my careers, I feel like if you want to get a writing camera, it require a lot of third-party gears, just like lightings and such,
Yes.
like filters, to make that work. And sometimes you just don't have the ability to have all the time
Yeah.
to put all that together
Yes.
and get that image, right?
Yes.
Especially in this case. So I'm the one who rather get the raw material, which is the storytelling part. Okay, I don't care about the colors because I could add that back in. I don't care about exposure because raw file I could get it back out. So all I care is because even though Photoshop is powerful, but let's just
Yes.
put it this way. I don't want to cut the arms and repose them in Photoshop. Okay, so
Right.
the posing and the story need to be there.
Right.
Everything else I can create in post.
Yes.
So that's my concept doing all that. A lot of people don't believe in that. They said you gotta get the right camera, otherwise you can't even call yourself a photographer. Hey, newsflash! I never call myself a photographer. When I have to type in those form. What's your application say? I'm photographers, but I never really address myself as a photographer when I talk to other people because I
Right.
don't feel like I would rather call myself an image maker or whatnot.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, this does transform the picture and you can only do so much. Like you can get it all right or you can focus on getting what you can and then doing the rest in post. Because if
Yeah.
you can, I mean, you can spend $1 million trying to get everything perfect, like a professional, super professional production with like $1 million budget, right? But you don't have that.
Now with that, let's say
Yes.
if with that canal, I actually booked the canal and went away
Yes.
for like five hours,
Yes.
and I have 20 people crew helping me set up all the lighting. Then I can get it right in camera. That's like
Yes.
those like big time photographer.
Yes.
What Annie Liebert, all that.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you don't have to do anything. Just pick up camera and start shooting because all your people, minions, actually do everything for you now.
Right.
Then you can do everything right in camera.
Yeah, and besides that, you can only do what you can, and at least you can get the majority of what you want to get, which is the storytelling part. And I think, like you said, the storytelling part is very hard to do in post. I don't even know how you would do it in post, and unless you move the arm and you tweak the face and move the neck to get the right impression, right? But yes, you can manipulate to a certain extent. But I see your point that the manipulation of colors and basically colors is what you're doing here. Color and lighting, right? It's a lot easier than manipulating the arms and legs in post. So we're gonna actually see that today and see how that works. But before that, one of the software you're using here is Luminar 4, right? So let's do a quick preview of what Luminar 4 is. So if everyone
Sure.
wants to check it out, they can go to skylum.com and check out Luminar, which is their top product. And we can just watch one of their videos here to get an idea of this software. It's really powerful standalone software. It's under $100, but it does a lot based on the principle of AI technology. So right here you can see it's able to like insert images behind different objects, or it can replace skies at the snap of a finger, because a lot of it is using artificial intelligence and detecting certain spots. Like you see all these manipulations of the eyes, nose, and lips, but you don't actually have to mask it out because the software knows what those components are. And there's a lot of different options you can do to change the effect, change the lux, improve details, add contrast, do AI enhancements. It just does a lot of magical things. And out of the box, not to discredit Jeremy here, but it can do quite a bit of magic.
Oh, yeah.
All by itself. But in the hands of a professional artist like Jeremy here, we can see it do so much more, right?
And also it's shorten all the workflow and time.
Yes, yes. All right, cool. So when you're ready, I would love for you to share your screen and talk about that.
Yeah, okay, before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can share my screen. I'm ready.
Yes. All
Is
right.
it share?
Not yet. Let's share your screen now. Okay, cool.
Just talk about a little about myself. I hate
Yes.
talking about myself, but it is what it is. So my style is more like vintage,
Yes.
more old school, like storytelling. So if you look at some of this image right now, like it's like Paris, right? So I kind of give it more film grade all the time. So giving film grade is something that vintage looking. So I do that all the time.
Yes.
And then also like a sepia,
Ooh.
black and white film grade.
I like this.
Another one. Okay. Ooh, now that's oldie. That's really oldie.
I mean,
Another Paris one.
I like it. It looks. You don't see this kind of picture anymore. The only way you could see this
No.
if it was taken with film and it has aged over time, right? Because this is a very unique look.
So one reason that I want to do this because this is regarding business and marketing. Okay. So at one point I was doing the Google search on like wedding image or pre-wedding images, and
Yes.
every single image looks like perfectly exposed, the shot,
Yes.
and most of them are overexposed. So
That's the trend.
Focus on the person
Yes.
and not the story factors of it.
It's
Because you look
lost.
at all those photos, it's lost. So
Yeah.
and I want to stand out from the crowd of that. So I choose to go with the vintage looking bow. So like something like this, like that. I mean, that one's overexposed, but I can't do nothing about it because, if you ever been to Paris and, try to photograph the Eiffel Tower, that's the kind of exposure you get all the time.
That's the weather out there, huh?
Yeah, it's raining. You see the photos red,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it's all raining. I mean, do you think there's the sun and cloud? No, there's no such thing. So,
Wow.
and so at some point,
Ooh,
that's awesome.
that looks
so I
beautiful.
apply a lot of texture on this too to
Yes.
make it look vintage, looks old.
Yeah.
And then, but if you look at the subject, the subject is always have passions and some action going on rather than stand there looking at the camera.
Yes.
They're always on their in their own small world.
Yep.
Like nobody's photographing them. They're like they're by themselves. And I just so happened to walk by to capture that moment. But
Right.
unfortunately, it's not. I actually set that up.
Of course. It's like a moment in a movie, and just like how filmmakers do it, right? It's a scene. You're presenting a story. You're telling a story, basically.
So I try to make it look like it's not set up, which is good.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. The colors in that picture looks amazing.
The Forbidden City. So
Wow.
gotta bring some color in there.
Oh yeah.
And then my forte is always focused on making sure the subject is not looking in the camera unless I ask them to.
Yes.
I was like, okay, do not ever look into my camera unless I ask you to. That's actually the first thing I told my couples all the time.
Yeah.
So like, again, never look into the cameras.
Oh, gorgeous. Oh my gosh. That looks so good. Just a perfect moment, yet captured it just right.
You really think I captured it?
Yeah?
This is one of those that don't look at the camera because they're portrait. So
Yes.
this one's fine. Look at the camera.
Right.
And, not looking. Love those. Just don't look at me. Sometimes the subjects just keep forgetting and they will look in the camera and say, stop looking at me. Look the other way. Look the other way. Look the other way.
Yeah.
Again. And then most of the time I have them look into the light. Like for this too, I'm using the neon light outside to lit up the subject.
That's from the neon light?
Yeah.
Her face
Uh-huh.
is lit up by the neon light?
Yeah. Not the yellow behind, but there's another one which is quite bright. It was kind of white neon light on the
Okay.
outside.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
see that, and then there's wet on her hair, so all that's kind of reflecting. So that looks
Yes.
amazing. But if she looked to me, we don't get that.
Yes. Yeah.
The same thing for this. There's like a lamp on top of that wall before I texturalize the heck out of it, so that the light source is up there.
Uh-huh.
Same thing here.
very
The
nice.
sun's up above, so we have her face lit up so
Yes.
that you can see that in this picture, her face is actually the brightest. You all look at the female's face way away. And
Yes.
then you will circle around to the guys kissing her, and
Yes.
you go down to her hand holding that what you mean, the clock? Or what you call it?
Pocket watch.
Yeah. So this is like a series of a pre-wedding photo. We are photographing using that pocket watch. That's the story part. That's like the guy give her this watch as a gift. That pocket watch keep popping up each photo, so it becomes the storytelling part
that's
of it.
so cool. Very nice. And I can see in this picture, it's very subtle too. Like you said, that's like the third thing that your eyes will prioritize. First is the face of her, and then his face, and then the watch. Very nice.
See, again, the pocket watch is there again. See?
This one looks like he's distracted. And she's like, what are
He
you looking
is.
at your watch for?
He's supposed to be a businessman, so he's always on time trying to do other things, and then he can only spend so little time with her. That was the story that we built behind for the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
So-
So when you work on these stories, is it like a collaboration with you and them deciding what story to tell with the picture, or is it your vision and you tell them what to do with your vision?
Well, pretty much I in charge of everything. Like for example, this couple live in China, and the guy is in Greece, and he is actually doing import export in China, and the bride is actually Russian, and I think she studied Chinese in China.
Oh.
So basically, it makes sense that the guy is actually a business person. So we kind of make him that way, and
Okay.
also all the action is more like focused on being the man, being the businessman, while the female is more like kind of waiting, become a secondary type of thing. So that's the idea of all that. So you can see them when they love, and there's gift,
Of course. Yeah.
there are pageants. And then at the end, because she studied Chinese, so we put her into like one of the Chinese qihao thing.
Yes.
That's the end of it, that they actually finally get married. So it's more like a storytelling thing, how they met, they dated, that's the dating part, and then finally they get married. So
That's
that was a
interesting.
storytelling.
That's really cool because, as you know, I've been shooting weddings for 10 years, and with every wedding, there's pretty much an engagement session with them. So there's like over 150 engagement sessions we do, and we have fun, the couples have fun, they love the photos, we are proud of the photos, but we actually never think about storytelling, right? Because for us, what we do is we shoot them, we tell them what location they want to go to. And sometimes they'll come with a prop or two and they'll storytell themselves, but our vision is just to take beautiful photos of them in their moments at these beautiful locations. And it's a very different approach than what you do. And I think I would have to say most other photographers do what I do, is that we just capture beautiful photos for a couple and bring out the most of their personality. But here, you're setting up a story from, the whole session portrays that whole story that's very unique. And I kind of think it's a little bit risky too, because what if they don't like that story? What if they don't like the feeling as it portrays? Then most of the photos in that session is kind of wasted.
Well, you know how when you are doing photography business, you also a sales and you also a marketer, right? So one of the sales is that you got to sell them what you're trying to build here for them. That is the sales part of it, not just try to upsell and get more money, but try to sell the idea.
Right.
So that's the key. And, interesting you you bring up the engagement.
Yes.
Because for Asians and Europeans, which they are familiar with the terms pre-wedding, because they do that, they actually do. They take wedding pictures or wedding tile pictures before the wedding so they can showcase those pictures their wedding day.
Right.
So that become a decoration of them, or they have a storybook going on, so the guests can flip through it, to be amazed. That's why they hire good photographer to take those pictures. But then when it comes to the U.S., a lot of clients, even photographers, do question me. So what's the difference between engagement and pre-wedding? I mean, besides pre-wedding, people wear wedding tiles, and engagement people might wear their shirts and jeans and stuff.
I didn't even make that distinction. I thought it was the same thing.
No, it's not. Engagement people wear like normal clothing. It's like a little bit better, maybe, but still casual clothing. While pre-wedding, it's always under either grand dress or the bridal dress, and they change it like maybe 2 or 3 outfits.
Wow.
With makeup artists. So for pre-weddings, there's always a makeup artist to do hair and makeup for the bride to change different look. It's more like a fashion shoot. At the same time, for my pre-wedding I always create story, not just landscape picture with their location wise. I always create story. So then they ask me, why do I charge that? Because I create story. Require a bit more investment in it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And like you said, you sell them this vision, and it's much harder to kind of come up with this vision to sell versus, hey, we're just gonna shoot beautiful pictures. You guys are in love. You guys are happy. We're gonna go to a beautiful place. The pictures are gonna look beautiful. Let's go out and let's do it. Whereas you put more time and thought and effort into it. And like you said, there's makeup artists. There's beautiful glamour outfits, whether it's their wedding outfit or really, really specific outfit for the purpose of the photo shoot. So I can see a distinction now, although I don't think there's as much of a use for pre-wedding, or rather not use, but
actually I am. There's a couple of us actually doing a project right now. You know how we are kind of under shelter in place, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of weddings being postponed.
Yes. Oh my God! Don't tell me about that. Oh, yes. There's so much. I want to go out there and shoot. This is what I love to do. This is my craft, and yet. Well,
I don't know. This is the right time to bring it up. This isn't related, but I just want to share this really quick.
Sure.
Okay. So honestly, the wedding is not coming back for another 2 years because the social distancing would not come back. Turn off. Okay. So
it's
even though it turn off, the gas will be. Kind of scared to come to a big gathering. You never know what happened. Yeah. So wedding will be small. So what we're trying to do right now is a lot of people can't have their weddings.
Yeah.
But we try to promote that, if you can your wedding, at least get your wedding pictures.
Yes.
And that's where your wedding comes in. Because all you have to do is bring in a makeup artist and photographers and a couple 4 people. Yeah. That's okay. You could do anything.
Yeah. That's actually a great point. That's actually very good. I didn't even think about that, but that's something I'm going to bring up with some of my clients that have been contacting me and telling me that they're canceling their wedding. I'm like, no, that's unfortunate. And the reason why they're canceling is because they love their friends and family so much. They don't want to subject them to the possibility of getting sick, and they don't want them to have to decide, oh, if I don't go, I'm going to offend my friends, and if I do go, I may get sick. They're just going to call it off. But they just pretty much cancel their weddings. But now that I think about it, I can offer something like this to them.
Yeah.
I can say, let's go out, let's do
need
these
to be
photos with
flexible.
makeup artists, with their outfits, and let's tell a
imagine you
story.
take those beautiful wedding pictures and you
Yes.
share with your friends, family all over. They might be
Yeah.
in Washington and in New York. They just still see you and your beautiful
Yes.
wedding picture. That is still
Yes.
something rather than just coming to your wedding. If
Yeah.
they can't come to your wedding, at least show them your wedding pictures, right?
I think it's even better because you can spend the time, they can be relaxed, they can enjoy taking the photos, and then it's like now they can share with all their friends and family without the stress, and their friends and family can enjoy it at the comfort of their own home, celebrate with them, celebrate online, and that's the best what we can do with this given situation. But it's
yeah.
a lot better than canceling the wedding and say, well, we're married, guys. So that's really cool. I think you got a good point. I know we segued a little bit into like how to adopt the business of wedding photography
we should move
pre-wedding.
on. Okay, moving
But
on.
yes, yeah, this is great. So you're showing us all these amazing work you do as pre-wedding, and go on. How do we take photos like this? How does this all work, Jeremy?
Basically, it's just kind of describing who I am. Like I like vintage stuff. So let's choose this picture, which is the thumbnail pictures, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Out of the camera. Yes.
Well, yeah, sort
Okay.
of.
Sort of.
Kind of a little bit of raw adjustment, but then
Okay.
it's pretty much nothing done to it.
Okay.
So in the good old times, I will use Photoshop right here.
Oh,
and
yes.
it will take a lot of time to get that vintage look because I have to
Yes.
build it like piece by piece, layer by layers, all that.
Yes.
And everything I may have like some of them I have to like paint in and whatnot. But
Yes.
because of Luminar introduced from Skylum software, Luminar 4, it actually helped me a lot. Helped me a whole lot.
I got to see a before and after, so we can do a quick comparison. Do we have like a before and after we can see real quick? I can pull it
don't.
up. I can pull it up. So you have the after, right? So let me pull up the before.
Oh,
Yes.
hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling up the after right now. So I got the after on the screen, and this is how it looks. And like you said, this picture that we have on the screen here, on this side of it at least, this is before Luminar 4, right? You did this using Photoshop, or did you do this using Luminar 4 too?
Luminar 4. That's a
Okay.
Luminar 4.
Okay, so you used Luminar 4 to do this, and approximately how long did it take you to get this result?
It could be fast. It could be long. Depends on how long I want to play with it. But fast one, I would say maybe 5 minutes I could finish it.
Wow! That means in today's live stream, we can actually go from start to something like this?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the whole point. But I probably extend it because people want to see more features
Yeah.
in Luminar 4. So I'll just kind of go with it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to make this like our goal, so we can kind of like see this look. So this is the after, and then this is what we're starting with, right? So
This is what I'm starting with. I did
Yeah.
not have the finished picture. I didn't save it.
no worries. we're gonna come up with a new
Oh wait,
finished picture.
I might have it. Hold on. You know what? I might have it. Where did I save it?
That's okay. We already saw it
Did
on
I
my
save
screen.
it?
We're okay.
No, I had it before and after somewhere.
You
right
do?
here. So let me close. I hope I won't crash. As you remember, I have a 6 years old computer.
Yes.
Let me cancel that in. And
Speaking
there you
of a
go.
6-year-old computer, it still does really well, especially with Luminar 4. It just crunches right away.
So this is the before, right?
Yeah.
And this is the after.
Ah.
Why can't I turn this off? Oh, I can. It's right here. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It looks very immersive. Yeah, the before looks so normal that once you see the after, the after is just like a cinematic effect. It looks.
Well, I gotta enhance it because I know I'm streaming, so I want to make sure that the details comes out.
Yes.
But normally it doesn't. I'm kind of enhance it a little bit even more.
Overdone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
over.
like you want to put extra makeup when you go on set on camera, right? Versus if you go outside. That's what women say. But the same thing with post processing. You want to overdo it just a little bit so that it looks better when we see it in the live stream.
So
Good
there's
point.
two type of photography. Some people are just like clean like this, but then
Yep.
if you go to like a Hollywood movie and all the scenery is like clean like this, you know, if you ever go back to watch Matrix and they don't have those color grading in Matrix, it's just clean like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be the same, right?
It won't be the same. No,
It will
that's
not
why
be the
color
same.
grading is so important. It's what separates, you know, amateur videographers or amateur high school kids recording on their phone or whatnot to a Hollywood production. And really, all it is color grading. You can color grade a high school project and it'll look like Hollywood quality. Right, add some music, add some cinematic music, and boom, you got some movie magic. And
Okay.
that
So
translates to photos just as well.
Okay, so let's get back into Luminar. So most of the time I basically still work in Photoshop just in case I need more.
Yep.
And I go into filters, go into Luminar for using it as a plugin. But even though it says a plugin, when you go in, it's a full program by itself. You know, all the features are the same, except I open it within Photoshop. That's pretty much it. And then when it's saved, when it came out, it become one of the layers in my picture in Photoshop. So, which is better. So I could do more with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really aligns with your workflow very well.
So first thing first, I'm always going to the AI enhance because I want to see what a computer thinks that I need.
That's my favorite slider right there.
Yep. Sometimes they do the good things. Sometimes because I'm going for like a non-normal version of editing, they might not give me a good result. But most of the time they do. In this case, they asked me to brighten it and get some color and say, okay, that's not a bad idea. I like that. So I'm going to stick with that. So it's a little bit more crisp. You know how everything, the skins, a little bit more contrast. That's okay. I like that. So let's keep it that way. And so because in my mindset, I already know that I want a vintage look. So I know exactly what I need.
Yep.
I'm going to go a little bit darker. So after the AI just kind of control it a bit better. Actually, before that, I need to go into here. So one of the best tools to create a vintage look is called Matte Look under Creative tab.
Okay.
So this is what it will look like. I do this by getting half amount and putting more fade. See how that is?
Yes.
And
I'm starting to get the sense of the vintage. Oh yeah, that's starting to
take away the contrast.
Yes.
And then I can go into advanced setting, just because I kind of do.
The saturation.
I hope that doesn't work. Oh yeah, sure. I want to do it here. So I could do color cast here if I wanted to.
Oh.
But I don't like it because it actually applied overall. So I'm gonna not do it right here.
You can always edit the mask even here too, right?
Yeah, I can.
But you prefer to just do it in a different area.
Because I'm not done yet. I want to apply a couple more things before I do the color casting.
Gotcha.
So see how I just basically kind of fatten up the contrast a little bit on overall the whole pictures, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, you know what? Let me try something interesting here. I never tried this before, so I'm going to try.
Portrait enhancer? On the skin? How can... I
No,
don't know
actually, no.
They
not
might
the skin.
not... Okay.
I am trying to use the face light. Yeah, it does.
What?
See how
That's crazy.
They can still find the face. So basically, I want to make sure the face is still bright.
That's so crazy. Like, this software just amazes me every time.
Do you see the little subtle changes?
Yes.
How the face is lit up?
That's so crazy. Without masking, without anything, the AI can detect the face and just brightens the face. And a lot of times, even if I have flash, sometimes it just doesn't hit the face enough. And I'm like, dang it, now I gotta go mask the picture and adjust the light in the face. But here, you just slide the bars or sliders and you get the result without masking.
In this picture, majority is like architectures. The face and skin is pretty tiny right there. So I'm going to AI structures and see if I could bring more of those. Oh, you see that?
Wow, that looks good. That just that enhances the defects in the structure, adds the contrast.
But if you look at the face,
it
doesn't affect the face. Look at that.
Right. Oh yes.
So
it's the opposite effect, right? It already masks out the face, so it does not apply to the face or the skin or the people.
No. I want to boost it.
Woo.
100%. I think that's too
Hey!
much. Much.
A little bit much.
Just a little bit much. Okay, so let's mess
But
around with the
like
color.
you can't get this effect even in camera. Even if you had $1,000,000, how can you get that result in camera? You
No, the
can't.
camera dynamic range can't really push
No,
it that
you
far.
just
Even if
simply
you push,
can.
it will even on the skin tones, and the person will get all
Yeah.
that muddiness. But then right now you see how the person's still clean, the skin
Right.
is still clean, but then it enhances all the textures and also contrast within all the buildings.
Yes.
And that's what
Yeah.
I'm going for because it's supposed to be really dirty.
Yeah. That's
And,
why it gives it
texture-wise.
the rustic look.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and I'm going to play around with the color just a bit and see what I can do with this.
Mhm.
No, I don't want that many colors. So I'm going to 0. But I might want to individually kind of play with it a little bit.
Ooh.
Um,
Push some colors up. Oh.
I could turn all that down. It looks pretty
Yes.
good. The green.
Yep.
And just bring back a little saturation here.
Yep.
And I think the red is a bit too much, so I'm going to turn it down to...
Wow.
Let's see if this affects the skin. So this is orange.
Yep.
It kind of does.
It
so.
affects the buildings too. It looks like it has some effect on
yeah.
the building. Yeah.
But you see how by turning that,
Ooh.
the distraction of the green is gone. Now you can even more focus on the subject.
Yeah. Yes.
But the vintage look is still retained.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, there's no purple, no magenta, no. Well, there's a blue there, so
Yeah. His shirt.
the shirt is too bright on blue. It shouldn't be that bright if like all the other were kind of, desaturated. So let's turn that down.
Yes. I can see that helping, giving it more of the vintage look.
So you gotta remember though, we're going for the vintage look. So
Yes.
it's not supposed to be that bright. The only
Yeah.
reason that I keep that because I want people to look at the bride in there.
Yes.
This is not the perfect picture, honestly, because she should be more posy, but this is more like a capture one. She was kind of not happy because it was cold, so she had to put something on the cover. So this is not one of the picture I give. I just using it for example, but I really had the guys giving me like, "Oh, look that way," because when the boss like, "Can you point that way?" Hey, you look at where he's pointing, and that's what I get. So,
Nice.
the facial expression is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of like it.
I like
Alright.
it. If you didn't tell me that story, I would have said this is a great picture that you could sell to them. Because it's in the moment, right? Whether it captures romance or not, but it captures like a moment. It tells a story. It's more interesting to look than the typical look at the
Okay.
camera type of picture.
You see why I turned off the green? If you look at
Yes.
this right now, I'm just gonna zoom in a bit. Okay, you see how there's green here and green
Yes.
here?
Yes.
That kind of distracted.
Yes.
Well, turn it
Yeah.
off. Distraction's gone.
Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. Such a subtle difference, but a subtle change, but it makes a big difference.
I am not even finished yet.
Of course not.
Okay.
But I like how everything you're doing is just moving sliders around, not like in Photoshop.
Oh yeah,
In Photoshop,
Photoshop I would
you
do a
gotta
lot of
select things,
masking,
masking,
that
yeah.
things there. So this is like make it very easy for me.
So easy, yes. Like you
So,
said, you can be done in 5 minutes if you wanted to. If you know what you're doing, you slide the right bars, done. But we're experimenting here.
One thing that I always do is acting textures. A lot of other software I used before, they don't really have that features, but they do have it here. I love it. So
Textures!
basically, you can load your own textures. In this
Ooh.
case, I wonder which one should I use. Oh, this is the Pixel Stepper textures.
Oh,
Okay.
wow! We got a collection of textures. I'm sure people will be
Uh,
interested in getting some of these textures, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll use this one.
Wow. Doesn't look quite right, Jeremy.
But I'm not. I just slapped it on there. I didn't even do anything yet.
All right. I'll give you a
to
moment.
Multiply.
Ooh,
Now it's too dark, right?
very dark.
There's an option you can either basically create more capacity, so you see it shows more, right? Or I could go down to advanced setting. This setting here, it basically control the brightness, the contrast, the saturation here of the texture. So I could actually brighten up the texture.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wow.
See?
And this is not affecting anything else, just the texture, huh?
Yeah. See? It
Yeah.
applies slightly. That
I
color.
I don't notice the texture, to be honest. Like, what did adding
Here.
the texture do? Oh, very
So,
subtle again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can always go back, choose different
Yep.
textures. That's the reason why there's different color texture, right? Because depends on what banding mode you use. Let's say if I use, let's use a winter crush brush. That's how that look. So in the banding mode, there's normal, there's darken, multiply, screen, overlay. See all this? You could up using different type.
Yeah.
Well, that looks pretty good. Like how it turns green.
Yep.
That actually looks really good.
It enhanced the green. Why did it do that? That's weird. You're
Because
adding.
I changed the mode to kill.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
So
blending mode.
that's what it does. And if I do that and do such saturation, that actually looks not too bad. You never know. This is like one of those like misty red box.
Yeah.
You apply a texture, play around with the blending mode. You don't even know what you could get.
Right.
Should we try another one? I
Sure.
want to try another one.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do. I mean, all these
Try.
textures are very deliberate, right? Each of them have a very unique
Let's
look
try
to
this
them. Wow. That's very bold.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like this one. It gives it the age film look.
Yeah. Let's see.
Makes the
if I
water
can-
a little bit more muddy and dirty and interesting. Because it's not like the same throughout. Like you're wondering, whoa, this is what's going on here.
Okay, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now-
This texture is amazing. I like this one.
Right? Eventually, we will offer this to people.
Yes.
Look at that. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. So you can see that here, it only allow me to do one texture. Actually, you know what? Before I go on, let me look at something real quick. I want to make sure there's no texture on the face.
There is some.
You know, there's not a lot. I'm okay with that.
So did the AI not automatically mask the face for texture?
No, not for texture. Texture because
Okay.
it's unpredictable. You can't really do
Oh,
that because
okay.
you know you don't even know they don't even know what kind of texture you apply to it.
Fair
So that's not. But my concern is, hey, how come you can only apply one texture? Because if you look at some of those old other pictures I show you, I apply like maybe 4 or 5 textures onto it to create that look. So I figured out this trick.
There's a trick.
Close it. Yep. If I go to layers.
Oh, I
Okay,
never
so-
realized you have layers in Luminar.
Yeah, so I go to layers. This is a layer with all the adjustment I have. So I could create now layers. Oops, sorry. Click on one. Put the plus side. I could add either another new adjustment layer, add a new image layer, or create stamped layers. So in this case, I'm going to create a stamped layer. What that is it will combine everything I create on this current layers and create a whole new layer on top of it. So I'm going to do that.
Nice.
It's merged. You see, it's merging right now.
Right.
It's merging all those adjustments
Yes. To
and
one
to
layer so that
a
you can
brand
work
new
right
layer
above
on top.
it.
Okay,
Right.
so now I have this stem layers, right?
Yep.
Or I could go back to here. So at that. Now if I select the layer and go back to creative, now I can add back another texture on top of it.
Yeah, I see your trick. Very cool. Right.
So I could basically, let's say if I want add this one and change spelling mode to, that looks not too bad.
It's a little bit dark.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
give you
just
that.
I'm adjusting it right now. You see how I want those texture on the side so it looks like an old photos?
Yeah.
That's what gave me. And also it kind of high. You see how the skies are overexposed? So
Kind
once
of brings that back down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And-
the ripples kind of line with the water too.
Yeah.
Add some extra ripples to the water.
I might desaturate this here a little bit here to get the colors, and I might do a little masking just for the heck. Getting a brush, I choose erase. That's too big. So the face I want it to be brighter because the texture actually make it darker. So I'm gonna make them brighter. There.
Oh wow! Very rough masking, right?
Yeah, because I'm at 100% soft, so there's no hard edge. You can't really see it.
Right, everything's kind of spread out a little bit.
So, okay, that looks pretty good right now.
So are you using a mouse right now, by the way, or are you using a drawing tablet?
I'm actually using a mouse right now.
It's simple. You don't even need a drawing tablet to do this.
No, I don't. That's probably easy.
That's the secret. Like, it's nice to have a tablet, but you don't even need it.
No. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to apply something here with the Lux to give me a color look. I love how the Lux works in Luminar 4 because basically I mouse over, I see the preview, so I can choose.
Yeah, that's very important because even though you know these Lux by name, they're different to every photo you apply to because it's based on what's there already, right? It's a Lux on top of colors that are in the photos. So without the preview, it makes it very hard to know which one to use. You would just have to load each one. And here you can just hover over them to see the preview.
There's too many Lux to go through.
Are these all the Lux included with the software, or is some of these your own?
Not included. They come with. They come with all this Lux. Do you think I should go more warm tone, cold tone, or green tone on this?
We should try to match what you had in the thumbnail.
I don't even remember what I did in the thumbnail. With Long Beach here, this one, I really like how they warm up the whole thing. Yeah. See that?
Yes.
Except on the couple. It becomes too buried in. Maybe if I use this and I do a mask on them, which is capacity 50% soft, that's good enough. So I'm going to brush a little bit off the color off of them and the boats so they stand out like that. Okay, that looks. Wait, hold on. Did I get? That looks good.
Yeah, you miss his finger, pointing finger a little bit.
I don't think it
matters. Right. Yeah.
You're so picky.
I'm a perfectionist, so when I see you do this, it's like, but the result looks great. Don't take me wrong. The results are fantastic, and because you're so rough, that's what makes it more believable because it's more natural because it's a texture too, right? It's a texture and it's color style.
Yeah, I have a soft brush at the same time. I could feather the edge even more.
Yes. Yeah.
Because have you ever seen those people who masking and then you have a halo inside?
Yeah.
Because they're too close to the edge. They try to do the perfect thing.
Yes.
But when you do this type of like rusty texture thing, you don't need to be like hot edge and then you'll cut off from the shoulder. Like, okay, there's different color behind here. There, you could do a gradient soft feathers, so that way it looks more natural that way.
Yeah, and easier.
And that's also why you always want to do minor adjustment. Here's the key: do minor adjustment when you do mask. That way, your mask will not have the huge differences. Right?
Yeah.
So basically, right now, you see how the couple is actually more pop now. Oops, I do.
Wow,
what did I do?
Before and after, it's very striking.
How come I can't turn that off though? That's weird.
I have no idea.
Because I'm still on the brush, maybe. There you go. I have the brush on. That's why.
Wow. I love how the people pop out so much more after the enhancement.
So basically, if you remember, I only masked them out from a little bit on the textures on both, and also a little bit on the color loop. The other color will remain, right?
Yes.
I never really. If I go back to see that, none. I don't have mask on that one. That's the only one I have, I think.
Yeah, you applied the looks to everything. Yeah.
There's two. If I go back to here, I don't think I masked anything in here. No, not at all. So basically, all the color already done.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then on top of this, I only mask out on the little bit of texture and on the color. So the color is there. I just enhanced basically in this layer, this new stem, the layers. All I ever did is basically put another textures and also do lux.
Yep.
And that's it. That's pretty much it. Now I can, you know what? I could do more here, so I could do less in Photoshop. Let's see what I can do. I will, you know what? I think, you know why I did that matte look and we remove all the contrast earlier? Because you see how much contrast I added. I think it's a bit more now. So let's see if I could remove some of that so to give that kind of oldie looks again.
Yeah, more matted look, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting to see it. Yeah.
Right. You see it?
Yep.
So that go back to that matted look, which I want. Hey, did I turn it on? Oh, shoot. That's why, like, sometimes I can't control even my own mouse.
I think you clicked the reset button, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on? Okay, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Right there, a little bit more faded.
Yes, I like that faded look, especially in the center.
You know what? Let's see what the AI thing right now showing. It'll be interesting.
The AI is gonna go nuts. It doesn't even know what to do. Let's see. It's brightening the water a little bit.
Oh, actually, it'll do a good job. I was gonna brighten up a little bit, but not that much. So okay, so the AI do know what I want.
It knows what looks good. And it just happens to coincide with what you want.
Okay. Okay. I know what I want to do. I want to do a little bit of sharpening here. And I think I did, and now I will remember. When I do the small detail, it actually affects a little bit more on the skin. Yeah, we don't want that.
Ooh, a little bit too much, especially you see the texture on his arm.
You see that? That's too much.
Yes.
So I hardly ever touch the small detail. How about the medium details? Oh, that's good. I sharpened all that. And let's zoom out a bit and see how the large detail will work. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything just pops to another level. Wow, the before and after, it's just so striking. There's no way you can get that result out of camera. This is like art.
I'm gonna do one more stillwell things.
Yep.
But if I had more face, I know what that look. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, you know what? Let's test this out. Since I have some texture on the face, if I go AI skin defect removal, would it remove the textures?
That's interesting, huh? Will it know? I don't think it would notice its texture.
No.
It might actually remove some texture from the skin.
Nope. I have too high hope on that. Oh well. But the face light works all the time. That's amazing though. Because
it detects the eyes, nose, and mouth, and then it just kind of brightens that area.
It helps me do that. See how the face is lit up? Yes. I like that. Okay. So I'm going to apply on this to bring this back to Photoshop because I did a lot already. It might take a little time just to export because I have so many layers on here.
Yeah. 2 layers, right?
2 layers, and also there's a lot of adjustment to apply to it.
Adjustment. Even though...
But then imagine, I have... Okay. You can't see me right now, but I've been using my mouse.
Yeah.
And not my pen.
Yeah. There we go. What? Not yet. That's just the background.
Slow thing.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about opening Luminar 4 in Photoshop and having a layer is that you see how heavily I put all that into Luminar?
Yeah.
Because I know I could control the capacity in Photoshop layers afterwards to tune it down. And
mask it too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no worry about doing too much because, I can always control 100%. And sometimes you want more than less because,
Yeah. So you can see the limits. You can find, you can adjust with, Again,
a 6 years old computer loading, all that.
And
It's
these are
happening.
raw
I mean, it's
files too, right? These aren't
Yeah,
JPEG.
it's raw files.
Yeah. So these are big file, and Luminar is able to like on the fly show you those previews on the raw image. That's pretty impressive. It's hustling, especially on your 6-year-old computer, which is coming up on 7 years by now, Jeremy. I mean, we've been doing these live streams for like 2 months now, and you keep saying it's 6 years old, but when does that change to 7?
Well, you know what? We'll see what happens. I just realized that the new Microsoft Surface Book 3 just came out. I'm talking with them right now, so I can get up with.
Let's get a demo in-house and do a review on it. Let's have an unboxing. Are they going to ship you like an unboxed one, or are they going to ship you something that's already open?
I don't know. They haven't answered me yet.
Okay.
So,
but they're going to ship you something, hopefully. Oh, you didn't make a new layer. But you can fix this easily. You can just copy this layer onto another Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
open.
duplicate.
Open. Yeah. Undo.
And I'm
Yep.
going to copy it over. Voila.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. So normally, if you had created the layer first, like a duplicate layer, then open Luminar on a duplicate layer, then the result would be just like this, except you didn't have to figure around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always do that. Tune it down, right?
Yeah, this is what you're talking about. You have the full control over the opacity. So how much of that effect that you applied is adjusted, because right below it you have the original image. So if you go to like 0%, then it's like the original image again. Oh, what's this
I want
here?
more color. Just adding back with the colors on the red. That's it. See, not too much. Easy to change the capacity to what I did, 78-ish, and just adjust the black point and white point a little bit there, not about a whole lot, and bring up a little color. That's pretty much it.
It's very subtle. I almost don't see the difference, to be honest. Of those.
The cool thing is the texture part. If I have to do it in Photoshop, I require a lot of manual doing.
Yeah.
Like mask here, changing all that, transform it. But now, you see how I'm basically using a mouse and do everything.
Yes.
Same things on the colors. I mean, the color-wise, the AI part helps me a lot on certain part, like kind of give me guidance, like, oh, what looks good. Sometimes when you kind of stuck in the processing, you just, okay, what am I doing right now? I forgot. I lost my train of thought, right?
Yeah.
And then you play with AI a little bit, and it kind of, oh, that looks good too. So in a way, they kind of give us suggestions. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take it, but it helps.
Yeah. Yep.
So basically, in this picture, what I like, you see how the person, yes, I did kind of tune the color, but the skin tone doesn't really got messed up that much.
Yep.
But the background, I really like heavily make it oldie, vintage. like this is super vintage.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we have a live stream comment from Jack Mitchell. Remember
hey, Jack?
Yeah, Jack was here one of our earlier streams. He just stopped by to say hi and asked if we remembered him. So yeah,
hey,
we
Jack,
definitely.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. When did you just join in, or were you here from the start? You want us to give you a quick recap of what we're doing here? Yeah, so Jack wants to know what we have going on tonight. So Jeremy, you want to give him a quick spiel about your style and why you started to work on this photo and what's going on?
Oh, well, I'm just basically showing that how we can turn something like this clean to look like a vintage photos.
Yes.
Because if I could go back to my, no, not this. I don't want to show you this. Showcase. So this is my style photo. And normally it requires a lot of tuning and fussing around in Photoshop to get this kind of look, especially like applying textures. We're not just, currently I'm not just like adjusting the color anymore. I'm adding a lot of new color and elements into the photos, like all that textures.
Yep.
Right. So do all this.
Yep.
And what I just demo here is turning this picture into this using Luminar 4.
Fantastic. Yep, and Luminar 4 is a software that you guys can pick up on Amazon too. It's like under $100, and it can create this amazing effect. And Jack says it looks real crisp. So, good comment. I agree, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looks pretty awesome.
So, do you want to show that the Luminar 4 again so people will know which software we're talking about?
Yeah, most definitely. So this here is from Luminar's or Skylum's website. So if you go to skylum.com, and this is their main product, Luminar 4, and I just love this video here. It shows that you can add objects inside your photo. It knows how to like place it inside within the structure. It knows how to detect what's the sky, picks it out for you. You can adjust the sky within a second. You can adjust portraits, features like the eyes, the mouth, the nose, and just remove defects quickly without wasting time to mask anything. So the special thing about the software is that it uses AI, aka artificial intelligence, to pretty much mask things, and so that when you're applying effects on the sky, it doesn't affect the face. If you apply effects on a building, it doesn't affect the face. If you just want to enhance the light on the face, you can do that too, because the software is smart. It knows which part of the photo is the face and adjusts accordingly. And you can do so much more. One of my favorite features is just basically using the AI enhancement slider, and it does what it thinks is best to produce an amazing photo for you. So it's great for any type of photographer, right, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, it's if you're just playing around, it's easy to use. So it's perfect. If you're actually professional, we might use it differently. I personally use it as built-in as a workflow to ease a lot of different other features that I use in Photoshop and make it faster. So that would save me a lot of time. I mean, to be honest, before I was kind of proud of myself. I could stay sitting here and facing my computer, playing in Photoshop for like 4 or 5 hours straight and not move and create something. I call that having patience and, just, never let go. But then now I have a family. My baby cries from time to time. So I don't have the luxury of sitting there like 4 or 5 hours on one image. And Luminar 4 basically allowed me to shorten that time if I wanted to. I could also, I could keep playing with that image, right?
Yep.
But I could stop as well if I have a goal to which, and I basically do that in Luminar just like that without any kind, because I don't even need to use a pen. I just use a mouse and move around the levels. Yeah. And I got the pictures.
Yeah, and if you look over here, you can see some of the questions. Jack says, it looks crisp.
Jack?
Yep, and he also asks, do you think Luminar will overtake Photoshop? That's a good question.
I know they try to. Well, let's put it this way. Photoshop and Adobe, they're always the industry leader for the professional use. But is everyone need a professional software? I mean, back then they have Apple, right? Apple Photo. What's the one that Apple has?
Aperture.
iPhoto.
Oh,
Aperture. No, iPhotos.
Yeah.
So people use iPhotos.
Yes.
It's easy, right? A lot of people do that. And then even though Adobe came out with Lightroom, which is a much lighter version and easy to manage, but the thing is you have to pay a subscription monthly. Yeah. Now, if you're a working photographer, you make the money back. That's fine. But if you are not using your photography to make money and you just keep paying monthly, some people might not like that. And the Luminar basically is a one-time charge, right? Yes. How much was it again, Terry?
Under $100. It's like the price is right below.
And you own the software. You don't have to pay monthly. Yes. So it will definitely take a lot of people away from Adobe, I would say.
It has the power of Photoshop, but it's easy to use. As you see, like in all our demos, it's just sliders. Lightroom was really good. Like what Lightroom is great is because it's process flow. People can just move sliders, move to the next floor, some sliders, move to the next floor. But it's always so limited what it can do. And if you ever want to do like a lot of heavy lifting, you go into Photoshop. And I can see Luminar 4 being right in between. It's easy to use, but it's powerful. So it definitely won't replace Photoshop, but it enhances your workflow, especially if you're like in Lightroom.
I will use them together. That's how I would be using it like.
Yeah,
especially AI retouch stuff. It just, I mean, we didn't show the AI sky replacement this time, but if you look at our other videos, we did that. I mean, you'll be amazed how amazing and how fast that worked.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack also asked, will AR take over photo editing like everything else? That's quite interesting question.
I was skeptical about that too when they first introduced me with Luminar and all the AI technology.
Yeah.
I was like, are you trying to replace me with software? Right? And I was scared a little bit, to be honest. I was. But then you think about it. Retouching, there's two different type of retouching. One is just really simple retouch, color corrections, and even for skin retouching, right? And then there's artistic retouch. We require color grading. Now, I don't really think that AI would know how to use color on what pictures at this point.
Yeah.
So they were never able to replace that, but they could do simple things just like all AI is basing on is data.
Yeah.
The data is coming from your photo, which is histogram. Where's the black point? Where's the gray point? Where's the white point? That's the limitation right now, right? The colors. Also now they can recognize faces.
Yes.
So they could skin better, which is good because to be honest, skin is not retouching to me. Skin is more like grunt work. So I'd rather not do it.
It takes away the grunt work. It lets you focus and lets you be creative, right? That's like that's what you're saying. I think you're in one of the ambassadors for Skylum, right? And
yes. The Love America.
There you are, right there. And this is in a nutshell. This is what Jeremy says about Luminar 4, right? So emotion is a major factor when it comes to creating storytelling images. With the help of Luminar's AI technology, photographers can now fully focus on the emotional and storytelling part rather than worry about the technical part of how to in their creative process, right? So
exactly.
That sums it up right there.
When you talk about technical part, technical is all about gears and also skills. Those are easily replaced by different workflows and also even technologies.
Yeah.
But when it comes to storytelling and emotions, you can't replace that with a machine for a human. You can't love a machine. I mean, yeah, you can. I think Japan has that. Like, I think they made like AI or something. Have you heard that story?
Oh yeah, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah,
don't fall in love with machines. Don't fall in love with machines. So Jack said, "Yep, he understands now. It makes the tedious things easier and quicker." That's very true. And Jack says, "Jeremy, are you famous?"
Oh, I am nobody.
He will never say that because Jeremy is too modest. Jeremy here is an award-winning photographer. He is a WPPI judge. He is well known in the wedding photography portrait industry. He's been shooting for 15 years, so he is one of the expertise, and that's why we have him in our channel. So, yes.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
So, yep. Jack said, not yet. He is. He's already famous. Jack's like, hey, is he not yet famous? Oh. No, he's actually famous. He's just messing with you because he's modest. So, yeah, Jack says, you guys are royalty. Thanks, Jack.
Oh, thank you. Anyway,
All
Jack,
right.
if you missed what I did before, I think they do rerun on the live, right? So you can rewatch how I use Luminar to get the vintage look. Because in the previous video, what I did is basically just talking about the functions of the program and also mostly focus on the AI portrait retouch and the AI sky replacement. But Luminar 4 itself has more than that. Like it will fit into different kind of photography workflow. In this case, for me, if I want to go vintage, I can use all the tools within Luminar 4 to get a vintage look out from a normal photos. So the demo I did earlier basically showcased that. Hopefully you could, learn something from that.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if you haven't picked up the software, you should. I mean, it's not a huge investment, and you really like to up your photography. I think that's a good piece of software to have.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good recommendation. It's very cheap and affordable. I know the manufacturer has a 30-day guarantee with it too. I'm not sure how that works with Amazon, but if you have a purchase through Amazon, they should be able to help you out. But nonetheless, for the price of that software, it does so much. Even if you use it very little, you'll start to find good use out of it, and it's worth it alone for that small price because. In the world of photography, we're always buying cameras, we're buying lens, we're buying memory card, even a battery, OEM battery costs more than this software. So it's a small investment, and we can tell you as photographers, Jeremy's been shooting for 15 years, I've been shooting weddings for over 10 years. We use this software day in and day out in our photos for our professional work, and one use already makes up for the cost plus more, right? Jeremy, like how much would you upsell this photo that we just edited here? Like how much would that cost a client?
Around 150.
Yeah. So you pretty much made up for the software plus there's $50 and it only took you 5 minutes versus probably spending a couple hours at the very least.
Don't tell my client that.
Well, it's not, the end result is all that matters, right? No one else can deliver it, but you can, so that's why you're worth that much. So, but
you know what? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You know why people like to buy more like lenses and camera rather than the software? I figured that out. Because when you buy a camera and a lens, they actually help you take better picture without putting too many work. But when you buy a software, let's say Lightroom or Photoshop, you actually have to put in more work into it, even though you pay for the money. But the good thing about Luminar 4, you paid a little money, but then they take away the work from you. So that's the differences.
Yes.
This is the different type of software. This is not the one that give you more workload, more workflow. But this one actually give you better workflow.
Yes.
Does that make sense? I just came up with that.
It does. And one question that Jack asked was like, do we have Instagram? So we have Instagram at Pixel Stabbers for our joints photography channel that we have. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/pixelstabbers. But Jeremy has his own business, right? You want to share
your wedding photography? Jeremy C. THEJEREMYC.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and if you go to Pixel Stabbers, you can see that he's following.
If you go to this Luminar site, and I have on my Facebook, Instagram, and webpage there. So just go to skylum.com and look for an ambassador. All my information's there too.
Yep.
There
he is. It's Jeremy C.
That's me.
Look at that. And he's being tested, right? So hopefully the test went well, so we can hang out and take more photos together, Jeremy. But yeah, great work here. Look at all these photos. We saw similar ones to these today. It's amazing. Like your style is very evident in all these. Oh shoot, it thinks I'm not logged in. Oh, I love it, but I hate it when Instagram reminds me that I can't continue without logging in. But anyway, that kind of wraps up the night for us because it's getting late in the day. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Jeremy, for the amazing storytelling about your storytelling and showing us how, for sure, and for showing us how to do it from start to finish. A picture right out of the camera, with applying Luminar 4 with a few adjustments to make it look like a work of art, a vintage work of art. So, any last words you want to say, Jeremy, before we wrap it up tonight?
If you haven't followed it yet at Pixel Stabbers, you should, because we have even more videos there. And I haven't told David yet, but I'm planning to do a series of Luminar tutorials there. So if you want to see that, do follow the channels, okay?
Yeah, and a lot of things are coming. In addition to that, we're going to have a blog set up pretty soon. So we're going to have articles. We're going to talk about new gears, rumor gears. We're going to have different texture package you guys might be able to pick up and looks to buy that adds to the feature functionality of Luminar 4. So we got a lot planned. We don't know if we have time for it all right away, but we're going to roll it out. The sooner we can, the better.
We'll keep rolling out slowly.
So check us out to follow us on mainly youtube.com/pixelstabbers. Also, our website is coming up soon, and it's going to be pixelstabbers.com. Right now, we're in construction mode. It might not be much yet, but soon, it's going to be a lot of good stuff. Yes. Well, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for tuning in tonight. You guys are fantastic. We love the comments. We love talking to you guys. We love sharing stuff with you guys. And we definitely appreciate you watching. So thank you very much. And we wish you all a great, great night. And see you soon.
Night.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. We're going to sign out. We're going to end in 3, 2, 1. And we are out.